WFM 91.7.
Good morning and welcome to Political Arena on Women Radio 91.7. Thank you very much for tuning in. And today on Political Arena, my name is Sumto Titilayo Ajama. Today on Political Arena, we're discussing Roadmap to 2023, restructuring political party leadership to promote adequate representation in politics. Restructuring political party leadership to promote adequate female representation in politics. We've been doing this as a series in view of the 2023 elections and even beyond, actually, in a way to draw more light or highlight some issues that need to be highlighted in the political sphere, particularly as it relates to female politicians. So thank you very much for tuning in again to Political Arena today. My name is Sumto Titilayo Ajama. A survey by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, revealed that Nigerians are not only willing to vote women into leadership positions, but also believe that women can make good leaders. This, however, does not really reflect well on the number of women holding political offices in the country, and it reflects even less in the number of women in positions of leadership in political parties in Nigeria. In the words of the Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Talon, there is need to reform the political structures which exclude women from participating in decision-making and makes them amenable to equality and social justice principles. And this is why today we're discussing Roadmap to 2023, restructuring political party leadership to promote adequate female representation in politics. My guest is Honorable Hawa Lawal Jibrin, African Democratic Congress Party House of Assembly candidate, Katsina Local Government, Katsina State. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's wonderful to have you on the program. I hope your day has been going well so far.
Yes.
Thank you very much. To join the conversation today, the number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000-917-917. You can also very well send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703-175-6537. 0703-175-6537. Now, first I'd like to say congratulations on being the ADC Party House of Assembly candidate, Katsina Local Government, Katsina State. Congratulations on that first.
Thank you so much.
All right. So let's go into the heart of the matter, which is what we're discussing today, restructuring political parties in a bid to promote female representation in politics in Nigeria.
Yes.
Honorable Hawa, let me ask you this. Why do you think that women are not included in these National Executive Committee leadership of political parties in Nigeria? Because there are always a lot of positions available, but women only seem to take up the position of women leader. So why is this the case?
Actually, I will start by saying women supposed to have like 35% in the structure of election in Nigeria. But if you look at what is happening now, women are not included in the National Executive Committee leadership of political parties. And not because women are not competent or they are not showing interest, but the rate of women activities, participation is very low. Why? Because most in the party system, you see that it's only that woman leader that is given to be the women. Well, this is due to some factors, which are like culture and religion, sexual harassment, and financial implication.
Okay.
Most times, women are scared away due to all these factors that I've mentioned. They don't have the kind of money that men throw around for political engagements. Also, men have not given women the opportunities they need. That is when it comes to zoning of rank in the zoning in some areas.
Okay.
Women are not given that opportunity because the men believe that women, we are weak. But if it comes to women participation, women produce the highest number of votes, of voters turnout during the election. So the outcome is for us to create awareness among women, to increase, and also various stakeholders to support women that show interest in participating in politics.
So this is what you're saying is the solution to this, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying that more awareness should be created, stakeholders should support
awareness.
more women that are participating in politics.
Yes, and also the stakeholders should support the women. Any woman that show interest in participating of all this in politics, the stakeholders should support her.
So politics is one thing, but I believe you're talking about party politics right now because we're talking about the leadership of these political parties, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So more awareness, and the stakeholders should support these women who are interested in participating in political party leadership positions. So in line with what you just said, do you agree that the political parties need restructuring? Do you agree that the political parties need restructuring? Let's start with that.
Yes.
Okay, so then how can they be restructured, Honorable Hawa? How can they be restructured in a way that women can have access to these leadership positions in these political parties? Because it's not like there are no women in these political parties. Maybe there are not as many as men, yes, but the women who are present there, you cannot tell me that there are women that are there but are not capable. I don't think so, because you already said it's not that they're not capable.
It's not that.
Exactly. So how can these political parties be restructured in a way that women can now have access to these leadership positions? You know, let's talk about these positions and have women in those leadership positions so that those women can now create more room for more women to be represented in Nigerian politics.
And when we talk of restructuring the political parties,
Yes.
I believe all the political parties have constitution. And we are not going by what the gender policy agreed on, 35% of women participation in politics. So I think the party should go back and bring out that constitution, amend the constitution. Let's say whenever a chairman, maybe the deputy of that chairman is supposed to be a woman. Because there are many things a woman can do that they deprived us from doing it. You understand? So I think if they split that offices by 35% to women, I believe the outcome will be great.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, Honorable Hawa, what you're saying now is that these 35% leadership for political parties, or this leadership for political parties, if 35% of it is allocated to women, if women are given 35% of those leadership positions, then it will be more positions will be more accessible for women, and more representation can grow from there.
Yes, because if you look at it, they only allow the women to go out for rallies, to rally out. When it comes to distribution of campaign stuff, it's the women. But why not bring them into the office? Let them go with you also. Let them at least assist.
Absolutely.
Let them facilitate some opportunities, I think. At least women are capable of doing it. We are not weak. We have the strength.
Absolutely.
We have the strength.
Then there's something else I would like to ask. But before we go there, let me just say this. It's 19 minutes to 12 at this time, and we're still on Political Arena on Women Radio 91.7. Today on Political Arena, we're discussing Roadmap to 2023, restructuring political party leadership to promote adequate female representation in politics. Roadmap to 2023, restructuring political party leadership to promote adequate female representation in politics. I am Somto Titilayo Ajama, and my guest today is Honorable Hawa Lawal Jibrin, and she is the African Democratic Congress Party House of Assembly candidate for Katsina local government in Katsina State. If you want to contribute, the number to call is 07000 917 917. Feel free to send in a text or a WhatsApp message as well to 0703 175 6537. Once more, 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send in a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. All right. Now, coming back to you, Honorable Hawa, I was asking about some limitations because it's important to note that I read somewhere actually that it's not that women are not capable, but there's one factor that somehow limits the possibility of women achieving these leadership positions in these political parties. And one of these factors is that a lot of these meetings are being held late in the night. Is this true? And is this something that can be amended in a way to suit more women?
Yes.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you, ma.
Okay, so I'm asking that, is this true that a lot of these meetings are being held in the night, and this is posing a limitation to women who can achieve these positions and who would like to be part of these party leadership meetings? So can this be amended in a way to suit these women?
It can be amended if the party really wants to, because it's not necessary that you must hold meeting in the night. We have other time that at least is convenient for holding meetings.
Absolutely.
In the evening, before 12 a.m., what is supposed to be done must have been done by then.
Mm-hmm.
But leaving it to another kind one is something that every responsible woman will not like to, because of the harassment she's facing, violence, sexual harassment, and others. So to protect her interest, to protect her image, she might not like to stay late night outside. Because it may happen that she will start coming back home, nobody on the road. If anything should happen to her, who will they blame? She'll be the one to be blamed. Because what took her that late hour? So I think we can restructure that time if we really want the women to participate.
Thank you very much for saying that, because it cannot be denied that, I mean, women have families, women have other things that they need to attend to. So as much as politics is important, women have other roles that they also need to fulfill. So that's definitely something that needs to be worked on. Yeah. Again, the number to call is 07000 917 917. Send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Now, in your opinion, will women in political party leadership positions create more room for women to participate more in politics? If these women want to participate, and they see that the women who are the decision makers in these political parties, the people who are decision makers in these political parties are women, do you think it will encourage more women to join politics, to participate, to run for leadership positions?
Yes, because that would definitely serve as encouragement and boost the morale of women to engage in active participation.
So you're saying that this is something that if women see and they can realize that, okay, not only are we capable of filling leadership positions, but we can actually be in the positions of party leadership as well.
Leadership.
They will be more encouraged to join.
Yeah.
All right. And then what is the role of the government, particularly the legislature? Because these are the people that make the laws. These are the people that put together the constitution. These are the people that are the literal lawmakers, the people that make the big decisions that affect the entire nation, political parties included. What would their role be in ensuring that women politicians are also active in party leadership? You talked about amendment of the Constitution. What do you think that the legislature can do to foster this, to speed this up in a way that it can work? That's one. And what else, other than amendment of the political party Constitution, can they do?
Both executives and legislatures should ensure that there is a constitution amendment to reflect that 35% of both elective political and appointive public service position should be occupied by women. Not only elective, but appointive political public services. That amendment of Constitution is what I am insisting on. The legislatures have to amend the Constitution to make it 35%.
Okay. So you're saying the legislative should take this seriously, take this upon themselves, and ensure that this happens. But you'd also agree with me that there's a slight challenge with that, particularly because the judgment in favor of women with regards to the 35% affirmative action has been appealed by the federal government, and we haven't really heard much about the progress of the appeal and what the verdict is. So where do we go with that when that is still hanging in the balance? What's the future for women politicians if the 35% affirmative action that was concluded in favor of women is now being appealed and is still not decided on?
Then I think the government can take any legal action on all this violation of rule.
It's the government that is appealing the 35% affirmative action judgment. It's the federal government that's appealing it.
But do you know that the federal government are the government that are the same people that agreed on the 35%?
Absolutely.
Then, why now? Because is it because of their selfish interest? Or what? Let's look at it. You agreed on 35% for women. But now, you're not fulfilling that your the vow you took that you give the women 35%. I think it's high time for the women groups as organizations to stand up to fight for the rights of their fellow women. Because not doing so, our women are being left behind. Nothing is moving for us. So I think we need our women organizations, all these women NGOs, to come in now. To come in and see where they can fight for the women. Do I make myself clear?
Absolutely. I hear you very clearly. All right, so in line with this, with the fact that there is a limitation to women representation in politics, and not only is there a limitation to women representation in politics, but even within the political party structure, it feels like women are completely sidelined. And when I say political party structure, I'm talking about the party leadership now. So what would you say to the leaders of these political parties, the current leaders of these political parties? Let's start with your political party, African Democratic Congress, and other political parties going forward into 2023 and beyond, what do you think, what would your call to action to them be so as to encourage, so as to include, that's the word, include more women in these leadership positions to pave way for more women to participate in Nigerian politics? What's your call to action?
I'm calling on all political parties, the rulers, the chairmen, our men, our youth, to support the women in active participation in the politics for a better society. Because if you look at the chances now, most of the times you see women, okay, they are contesting for so seat, but during the primaries, you find them nowhere. You find them nowhere. So this problem is from the party. And the electorate, that is the INEC, they're supposed to make it a mandatory that the presence of a gender-friendly list of candidates must be equalized. One in which one gender is not cut out. When we say 35, okay, we need 35% of women in running of or contesting for any seat in your party. So also the other party, we need so percentage of women to contest in election. I think if we balance it, if there is a balance in our in the equation to say, at least we can fit in and make a positive change.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Honorable Hawa. And this is why I call it a day. This is why I say thank you so much for joining us today. You've really spoken well. And hopefully this call to action that you've just given is heeded by the political parties and by INEC as well. And the future can be really bright for women in political parties. Thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Please enjoy the rest of your day, Honorable Hawa.
It's my pleasure.
Yes. And that's Honorable Hawa Lawal Jibrin, African Democratic Congress candidate for House of Assembly candidate, Katsina local government for Katsina State. Incoming message from Akirele Daniel from Ikotun saying, I'm fully in support of women in power, but my fear is this. You as a woman, you in power are very educated, but under your husband who is not. All right, we've let go of Honorable Hawa. If not, should have been able to answer this question. But I also believe that husbands should support their women. Husbands should support their wives who want to run for political positions, because women in political positions are beneficial to everyone at the end of the day. So that's a very valid concern. But I believe that if their husbands understand, it can make the journey easier for them as well in the political terrain. Thank you very much for tuning in today to Political Arena. Thank you very much, because this is where we discuss politicking in Nigeria. So whatever the conversation in politics is, this is where you can hear it. Join us next Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. on Political Arena on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Thank you very much to my guest today, Honorable Hawa Jibrin, ADC Party House of Assembly candidate, Katsina Local Government, Katsina State. And thank you to Esther Alaribe for her support as well. My name is Sumto Titilayo Ajama. Good morning.